And we've been looking forward actually to do this introductory workshop. We call it Open Day because it's one of our popularity in the world. We've been doing such projects of women development, which is beyond women empowerment, you're going to hear today, in more than 27 countries. We are UN Women, let's say, planners. We did a strategic plan for UN Women in Bahrain, and which is adopted by UN Women in many countries around the world about women development, which is not women empowerment. And I thank also the guys, the men and the boys and the males that's attending, because women, empowerment, women development, women advancement doesn't happen without your support. Okay, and if women really develops, okay, the whole world develops, not only the society or the country develop. And this is not I'm telling you because you are in front of me or something. No, this is the reality that I experienced since 2015. And we used to start our projects with majority of men. Okay, but we end up with the minority of women doing the projects. This is an example of how much women can change the world. Even though I don't say that the women development in the West is better than us, but we need to adapt some of the practices in the West, but not all the practices of the West. Okay, we are the people of the South. We're supposed not to copy, and I think your president, Kigali, he always talk about this, the African identity, the Middle Eastern identity, and our identity. So we need to know this workshop. This is a very small workshop. It's only till 2 o'clock, so it's like introductory workshop. And we are testing the base. If we see that there is interest, I was telling yesterday, Dr. Emmanuel and my sister Liberata, she's expert also in this field. My wife, unfortunately, not here, but she's one of the leading experts in the world on this women development thing and so on. If we see that there is interest, then we can do later a program. Program means it will be like 3-month program. Okay, not even workshop 5 days. Yeah. And if there is interest, of course, with time, it's listed in our goals that we'll have a master and PhD for women development. Hopefully in the future, after we get accredited, of course, with our coming programs. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Mohammed Bouhadji. I come from Bahrain. Very small island, smaller than Kigali, by the way. But it is different than the Gulf countries in 3 things. Okay, because we are less richer than them. Okay, we are rich compared to Rwanda, but we are less richer than our neighbor countries. We are more developed in women issues. We are more developed in NGOs. Okay, and their power or their influence in the society. Because you might have many NGOs, but their influence in the community is less. So it's not about how many NGOs you have. Okay, the capital-based economy measures how many NGOs you have. But we talk about how many NGOs they are making a real change in the community, right? And the third thing is our youth. Youth, I mean youth girls or boys, who are usually, they are not only working inside the government or the country, I mean. Mostly they are social entrepreneurs, or they are job creators and so on. They also work outside Bahrain. Okay? But they are not migrants because they come and go to Bahrain and so on, and they are influencing Bahrain in different ways. Now I know that Rwanda is very well developed in the area of women empowerment. You are one of the highest in the world, who are like you are an emerging economy. You are very fastly developed and related to women. Okay? And actually, one of the reasons that made us come here, the first visit, was to see who's this country that's competing with Bahrain. Because Bahrain is one of the leading also in the South countries, not European countries, who are doing very good relevant to women empowerment. But again, it's in women empowerment, which you're going to hear today from our Dr. Manuel and also our sister, our expert, Liberata. But this is not enough, because the problem with women empowerment is that always it needs extrinsic powers. Means it needs supply. It needs someone to supply this work. Okay. At the end of the workshop, I put myself into the workshop. We're going to talk about what about intrinsic, how much intrinsic power that women have. Okay? We know you are more resilient, which is Dr. Emmanuel is going to talk about. Okay? I don't think men, I see this in here, I see it in different countries, in Ghana, and different countries around Africa. How much the women carry every day, maybe 10 kilos over her head. She goes every day to the market, maybe about 3 hours walking or 4 hours walking, just to sell a product and then come back with some food for the family. Okay. We don't see this a lot with men, especially in our regions, in Africa, Middle East, Africa in general. You are resilient, you can be a mother, you are carrying maybe the baby. Okay, at the same time, maybe caring of your old sister, you are caring about your younger sister, and you are at the same time you might be working and helping in the family. At the same time, you want to improve yourself. So the challenges on women actually is what is making her more prominent to be leading the development of the countries. Okay. The more you have challenges and you are resilient to it, the more you are prominent to create for our countries a real development, not again the Western type of development. It's not about how many buildings you have, how many cars you have, how much material you have. No, it's about how much capacity you have. Okay, so create from little resources, real values, real changes, real resilience, real tolerance, family stability, and so on. One of the things that I was discussing with one of the NGOs, I'm not sure if they came here today or not. I forgot the name of the NGO. What's the name? Can you raise? Benimor. Okay. So this one of I was telling them about, for example, how much in Bahrain, one of the things we did after we adopted Women Development Plan, which is a 10-year plan, is a reduction of divorce. Okay, divorce in Bahrain was one of the highest in the region. Okay, because one of the reasons, which is logical reason, is that women is more educated than men. So when you have too much difference in education, okay, usually women is the one who, and most of 70% of the University of Bahrain, which is I teach, are either the women professors and the women students. So it shows that there is much difference. Okay, in education and so on. So the expectation is different, the looking at life is different, and so on. But because we adopted women development, we said no. She is, and he is also, by the way, but she is not really doing any development for the country if she is entrepreneur, but she don't have family stability. Okay, someone will say, okay, it's very difficult to measure. Well, we managed to measure by different techniques and so on. KPIs, KPOs, whatever. Okay, KPRs, and key performance indicator. If who's interested from you who read these indicators, key performance outcome, key performance results. Measure these things in different ways. So I think this is very important we take into mind. The idea of the workshop is like setting the base where we are here. And this came by coincidence. I intentionally told the brother prepare something about women empowerment. I told brother also prepare something about between women empowerment and towards women development. And I did something about that without seeing each other slide, and it's come to the same thing that I expected. Alhamdulillah. And it's not enough. We are proud of what we achieved. So we are proud about what you achieved in Rwanda. And this is not the government achieved, it's you. It is you, the government, bring these statistics. Because you are patient, because you are resilient. I know some of you is struggling sometimes to put 2 meals on the table. Some of you here or maybe outside, but we know that these challenges, and the most challenges will be on the woman, and she's the one who's going to manage the efficiency of in the house, right? And she will going to try to make from this little resources something that is enough for maybe 2-3 days instead of use 1 day and so on. So I think this is maybe my introduction. The workshop will be, as I said, we try to finish by 2 o'clock maximum. It depends on how you react in the workshop. We're going to do a workshop at time. And for that, we said it's women empowerment to women development workshop in general. And as I said, we have different programs. One of them, one of the targeted programs for PhD and master. Hopefully, if you are in that level of, you're ready for that level, we'll have a women development program. And we do workshop every week. So we are welcome to attend every week. As you can see, we're not charging. We want to encourage people to come and to spread, these practices. Because this is why we are here. We are not here to make money from the country. We are here to really make legacy. And this is a wealth. Our wealth, people, they don't understand. And the wealth is not only money. Wealth is the legacy that's going to stay. The models that we can create together. Because without you also, we can't create these models. So the idea is not only to get some information about what means women empowerment, what means no. What ideas you can bring to us, or we can work with you in a project, small projects, our projects, only in hundreds of dollars, not in thousands of dollars, that can bring a change in your community. And when I say community, it might be your NGO, it might be a selected groups of women, it might be a village, it might be a small area in your village, it might be a road, something that can impact the community, and you're going to lead it, and you're going to show yourself that you are really not empowered, but not because of this few $100s that we're giving you, no, because you are different. And your thinking is different, your resilience is different as a woman, with the support of men, of course, which is, I thank them to be here, we can create this change. And we did that. By the way, the only poverty I have published many case studies. And I say I'm expert. And people tell me, you are expert in what? I tell them I'm expert in failures. Most of my life is failures. What failures means? I celebrate success, but in reality it does not sustain. The only success story that is sustaining so far is led by women in a place called Mauritania. You know Mauritania well, right? It is in the opposite side of Europe, right? You are in the east and they are on the west right side. And they are totally does not have the fortunes or the wealth of Rwanda. They don't have rain, they don't have greenery, they are totally desert, no water, things cannot grow easily in that country. So there is no sources of life, because no water, no source of life. But still they managed to, in a certain village, because of women-led co-ops and techniques we did with them, in a few years, in 2-3 years, they managed to bring their villages out of poverty. I'll talk about them a little bit today, but this is an example of how much women can do. I could not depend on the men. Even though those women are either widows or divorced, most of the country there, most of the area, that area, poor area, divorced women or deserted women, or it is widowed women and so on. And this brought for us, and every approach that we should do for women development, you can't claim something women development by outcome. The women development, not women empowerment, is not about services. It's about holistic approach. It's about how much you bring. Comprehensive approach means education for you and your sister or your children. You have to have the minimal education, not education to go to university. You'll be lucky if you go to university, that's good. But the minimal education, how to deal with day-to-day life, how to deal with the family stability. If your husband is let's say not drinking, for example, and this is out, even in India had this project also. How to deal with marketing your products. Many women, by the way, one of the challenges of poverty, and we look at poverty is that it's permanent status, while poverty is a temporary status. The only difference, we didn't know how to deal with this temporary status. It means how many women you have seen in your life, in your village, that they have skills. Can you raise your hand? They have skills and they can produce good products. I've seen a lot, right? Many women. But the only thing is about the packaging. They don't know how to sell it, right? Am I right or wrong? Can correct me? In Rwanda, how many women they can produce good product, from your family, from your friends, but they don't know how to sell it, and they sell it in their own place. For that they get very low profit margin from it. Am I right? Some women can produce milk. Some women can produce yogurt. Some women can produce leather. Some women can produce handicrafts. But because they sell it in their own place, because they don't know how to sell it, they end up with very low profit margin. They might work for maybe 12 hours per day, but they get for $1. Am I right? Yeah. So this is where we are talking about the difference now. Okay. This is techniques different than empowerment techniques. Okay. So this is where we and we are available. I just wanted to tell you, 38 countries. We are now working in 27 countries, but we are available. I mean, we did many projects in many countries, and I leave it now for our sister Rata to come and talk about her section. So as I said, we'll come every week now. We started to do every week. Used to do every month. Now every week we are doing a workshop so that we can spread our techniques in the community.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you to all of you. So now we'll discuss together about women empowerment. So for these topics, the objective was to exchange with you about women's employment and increase your knowledge. So for women's employment approach as sample achievement, we see the approach for women employment and also sample achievement we had in Rwanda. So we see also meaning of women development and what is it required. So with women empowerment is a process. Is a process of granting to women sense of self-worth. When we talk about sense of self-worth, someone can explain, can help us to understand what this self-worth, the meaning of this word.
Sometimes you speak Rwandan so that they get you. Sometimes it's not clear. You can speak a little bit in Rwandan. So.
Okay. So, sense of self-worth, it means that if woman is empowered, she can feel well without depending on someone else. She can feel confident of she's abilities, she's strength. Also for women empowerment as a process is to help women to have right to determine her choice. When we talk about a choice, we know that sometimes we don't have a right to have our choice. For example, in a family, when it can happen that women, if it depends economically on on her husband, sometimes she don't have her choice because it is her husband to choose for her. You understand well?
Yes.
When you know that in many families, women in the past, but now the thing changed. In the past, the women depend economically on their husband. And when you have to do anything, you have to depend on your husband. So it means that you have to obey, to respect his choice. He chooses for you because you don't have your financial means. Also, when you talk about the women's empowerment, is to help women to have a right, to have access to opportunities and resources. When you talk about opportunities, Someone can explain us about opportunities, how can women and men have equal right to opportunities? Who can help us to understand these opportunities? For example, in the case of job opportunity, if women and men have the same level of education, women and men can have equal opportunities. They can apply. They can apply as the men apply for this job. This is the opportunity. For example, if we have a financial institution, you want to do a business. You know that in the past, it can happen that women don't have that opportunities to apply, to ask credit to do a business. This also is a kind of opportunities. So when you talk about women empowerment, it means that women, like men, have the equal right to the opportunities for the equal access to resources. For example, if we have a land, you know that in some society or in the past, it can happen that the women cannot have access to the land. Women empowerment also, it means to help the women or to help or to let the situation where the women have a right to control their own life, both within and outside the home. You know, to control their life, their own life, it means that you have right to your body, for example. You know that in our society, it can happen that women abuse physically their wife, as they have, it is like his property. The husband come and beat his wife as he's not human being. Yeah? It means if husband come and beat you, it's like you don't have a control. You don't have the control on your life. And you know, as I say above, if your husband is the one who has financial means, you depend on him. If you depend on him, you don't have the control on your own life. You understand me? Yeah. It means that women can control his life at home and also outside. Outside also, you know that there are different decisions taken. It means that if you don't, you cannot attend it. The meeting or they take decision. It means that the men will decide for you and also for others women. But if you can join them, you can join the men. It means that you have equal. You can decide together. You can take a decision regarding your community, your society. You understand what? Yeah. So also, when you talk about women empowerment, it means that you have ability to influence the direction of social change, to create a more just social and economic order, nationally and internationally. So, women empowerment, it means that women have a capacity, ability to influence social change, economic change from his family, from her family, in community, at national level, and also at international level.
All right. I'm not a woman. I'm not a woman, but I'm interested in women empowerment. So I'm just going to comment on some of the points there. Like,
Can
are you guys able to hear me?
let's go.
All right. I want to comment on point number 2, also number 3 and number 4. So when you look at the point number 2, that women have...
Can you raise your voice a little bit?
Okay. Women have right to determine choices, right? So that means everyone has a choice in the society, also in the country, and also in the family. So because if you are in your family, that's where responsibility begins. It doesn't begin outside, right? So that means I might have a choice today that I want to do this, isn't it? So that means my choice as a woman cannot be controlled by who? By a man, right? So a man cannot block my choice not to access other opportunities outside. So that's where the point number 3 comes in, access to opportunities and resources. When you look at the opportunities, we can talk about the job opportunities, right? So, and the war that we are fighting nowadays is not the war, it's not the physical strength, it is the what? The mental.
Yes.
The mental war, right? So that means we use our minds. If we are all educated, maybe we have gone to school together, we have the same ability to access any job or to be employed in an organization, right? Because the skills that I have as a woman are the same skills that a man has, isn't it? So that means I also have the right to be employed or to get that opportunity as the man does, isn't it? I also have the right to own a land, right? So to own a land in my community or also in the country. So that means a man cannot control me to own a land. I can also acquire wealth in another business, isn't it? So that means I can acquire, or maybe I can do a business, and the man cannot stand against me not to do that business of mine, right? So it happens nowadays in our communities that if I'm educated as a woman and I'm married, okay? So a man will be able to keep me at home, not to go outside, right? And when I'm kept at home, what is the use of my educational knowledge? The knowledge that I've acquired in school, what is the use of it? Nothing. You will just be there in the house, doing all the, let me call you housewife, okay? So you are a housewife, and you have the same education that the man has. Or maybe you are better than him, but he calls himself a man. So that means you are kept inside. You are not able to maybe acquire resources outside. Okay? So that means you are not able to control your life. That's where point number 4 comes in. You're not able to control your life. Your life is being controlled by another person. Right? So that means when your life is being controlled by another person, you cannot be able to have the free mind to think about anything to do. Right? So your mind is captured. Your mind is being taken into captivity. So that means you are not able to think freely. It is another person who is thinking on your position, on your behalf, right? So, women empowerment is much more empowering women, giving them their rights to act independently, you see, not to be controlled by another person. And thank you for it.
Let's give him applause. But by the way, I just want to comment on the control, my brother, not only from the men, sometimes because of the mind and mindset, what you mentioned, it is the assumption sometimes of the person himself, and I am weaker than that person. Whether this person is a man or a woman. Sometimes the control from the mother, or from the older sister, or from maybe the wife of the other, the husband. If her father maybe married another, woman and something like this. So the controls can come from different, but start from within. And this is maybe something we'll talk about it later if you give us time. About the important, why we say it is development, because you said the word right. Empowerment is about giving something. Development is about I am inspired to do something. Okay? Empowered means, okay, what's happening to me. Okay? Development means what's happening from me. Okay? So this is something that now we need to go to this stage. Now, already we know this country is one of the highest or the best countries in Africa. Later we'll see the indicators. And coming to women empowerment, which is from top to down. Government is supporting, NGOs supporting. But does it really, is it enough to develop our community? Since we are giving this a lot of effort and chance for this woman. Maybe some people, because maybe now today this president, Mr. Paul Kagame, he believes in that, you know, with his party or these people. But tomorrow maybe some other people come. How can we make women development really is the thing that leads the community? And this is where, inshallah, maybe later our debate will be. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Feel free, like our brother here, to comment and so on, because it's a workshop, not a lecture. Okay?
Okay. For ability, you understand also that women can influence, can have participation on social change and also economic change from her family, community, national, and also international level. So, what they have also to add is that all it's done, we have to respect also, to have respect, mutual respect. Women must respect her husband. Even if we say control her life, but also he has to know that she has to respect also her husband.
Mutual respect.
Yes.
With both. Yeah.
We are on definition. Empowering women is not only fundamental human rights, but also it is a necessary step toward achieving sustainable development.
But let us hear from them. Librata, sorry, I'm interrupting you. That's good in this participation. Our friend again is he opened now the cycle for us to participate or dare to participate. What means sustainable development? Who knows what means sustainable development? Yeah, do you know the sustainable development goals of UN? Which is, just give me three, the top three. Please, Master.
There is zero hunger, no poverty.
Yes.
Yes. Gender equality.
Yes. Okay, you said two, which is very important.
Three, I don't remember. I remember four.
Yes.
Which is quality education.
Yes. Keep the quality education is empowerment, but zero poverty and zero hunger, or poverty elimination and zero hunger, can it be achieved without women?
No.
Why? Why it cannot be achieved without women?
Because I think women also have what they can bring on the table. They are capable to work hard. They think, they have a quick mind to think and develop their homes and also the country. They are the ones to educate their children. So I think when a woman is giving her child a better education, it's developing also the country and even the child to be someone useful to the country. So
Great. So this is what we are saying. And it's, by the way, it's not because today we are talking about women. This is fact and reality. No zero hunger, okay, will be achieved unless women are really know how to manage, the house and the household, not the household in general. Household is much more than house. Socio-economic household is measures. There is different measures. Okay. For example, she knows how to take care of the child. She knows how to take care of the healthiness of the house. She knows how to communicate. She knows how to again manage the efficiently. By the way, يعني هو the most. If you go to any country in the world, if they tell you who manage best money with little money, who manages best, the men or the women? No one. The fact. يعني like it's like I now seeing you. Fact. Like I'm drinking water. Everywhere you go, even in Europe, it is only if you want to do a saving, give it to women. Okay? And there are many stories, by the way, even those who got Nobel Prize recently, by the way, maybe you heard about 2 years ago from MIT, they did many labs. You know what they used to do? Very simple. They started very simple ideas. Okay? In the beginning, they used to give women envelopes to save. Okay, or the family, but the women usually they give them to save. And they found the saving is not a lot. Okay, you know the poor people usually they are the worst in saving. You know that, no? They live for the day. Yeah. If they have money, they'll go buy clothes, something, and that's it. They don't. Tomorrow they think different than the rich people. By the way, always I tell my friends here. But when they gave them envelope with the photos of their children, the saving tripled, not doubled, tripled. Okay, so this shows in how much women, if she also knows and she see the big picture, and this comes from what they did for her, what they did for her mind or mindset. Our friend, he will talk about the mind. What they did, they switched her mind, right? Yeah. They made her see the big picture. This can come like this and can come through education. So education, which is one of the pillars of the SDG, is a tool for zero hunger and poverty elimination. And this doesn't come without the role of the woman. And this is why we say we need women development more than women empowerment. Yes, sorry.
Women's empowerment approach recognizes that empowering women does not only benefit them individually, but also women empowerment contribute to the development of family, community, and progress of society as a whole. So it means that if you empower women, it is not they not benefit alone. It is benefit for the family. As Dr. explained, the women manage well the property of family. So if the women are empowered, it means that the family benefits, the community will benefit, society and the national and also at the international level.
Here I want to comment also another thing. I can go faster and also we not need to cover all the points. But it's good that she's raising a point here. What is the most important thing in Rwanda, the economic factors in Rwanda? Dr. Emmanuel, if you want to share. What are your income coming from? Agriculture? Tourism? What else? There are major things. Okay, some industries in general, right?
Mining.
Mining, okay, but mining is not still low compared to before, right? Is it high, mining?
This is high, so now the second.
Second one, okay. But you know there is something in Rwanda or all over the world, which is United Nations has been saying about it for a long time. It is not counted. It is the highest economic pillar. They call it the income that is not counted. The income that is not counted. Who's the income which is not counted? It is the woman, what she does at home, how much saving she does, and she do it free. Child care, taking care of the family, taking care of the parents, taking care of the extended family, right? Yes. This is not paid. But for that we are saying, see these things, the women resilience is much higher, which Dr. Later he will talk about here.
By empowering women, societies can enhance the full potential of their human resources and work towards a more inclusive and equitable future. It means that if you empower women, it means that you exploit all human resources you have. Because you will have men and the women, they contribute for the development economy. And this means also that they benefit also, all will benefit. They will contribute and also they will benefit men and the women. You understand? Which means sustainable development. If women and men all contribute and benefit, it will be development, economic development. You understand? The importance of women empowerment. Here we have a story showing how if women are empowered, also community and the society and also family benefit. We have a case, a local pastor, she had seen the challenges that he faced by people in her community, and she was particularly concerned by the limited opportunities for young people. She began to ask herself how she could help her community, and eventually the idea of bakery was born. With the support of colleagues, they began baking bread to create employment opportunities. With the help of World Vision, they were given Nova and other equipment. So it was a situation in a given society community. This is a case of in Lesotho. A pastor in the community was wondering how she can help the people in the community. And he was particularly concerned by the situation of, for example, young women. And she helped them to start baking bread. You see, now, you see that there is a group, and after, with this activity, they are attracted other people in the community, and also they created a job opportunity for others in their community. You see how when you empower a woman, you help the community, you help the family. It means also in the household of those women, there was increase of income. And those women, you know that if the women have money, they have their own financial means, they pay for education, health insurance, and they are also basic needs in their families. Now we can ask ourselves why women are the most affected by socio-economic issues. Why? Why you can say that the women are the most affected by social? If you compare men and the women, why the women are the most affected?
He said something also.
Thank you, God. I feel like women are the most affected when it comes to the problem of women empowerment because of unpaid care work. Women are engaged to activities that do not give them that personal development chances. Like every time you find a woman is busy doing work at home and she's not able to go and work outside and maybe get opportunities to get paid jobs and all that. Women are also all the time taking care of the dependent elders, like the children, and also the parents, the parents that are old at home. So this one shortens their chances for them to go out and engage in different activities. The other thing is the cultural norms. Women are affected by the cultural norms because there are some cultures that limit women's participation in other activities. Like, for instance, a woman going out for a job cannot be allowed in other families. They will be like, it's a man that is only capable of providing maybe home, let's say some things at home, right? So a woman will not be able to work outside and then maybe try to take the responsibility at home. The other thing is the level of participation. There is imbalancement in the level of participation, and women most of the time, I don't know what to say. Okay, they are most of the time stopped from participating in certain levels simply because they say that women are not good in certain fields, right? So they'll be like categorizing certain work and be like, this is for a man and this is for a woman. Even if the woman has that knowledge of doing that work, she will be limited to do it simply because it is not her work. So women are sometimes affected in that. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
This is called, by the way, our sister, what she said, or my daughter, is called lost opportunity. Okay. And the woman, either because of what's happening to her, or what's happening from her, okay? She loses more opportunities than others, even though she might be more capable than others, okay? Because she's caring about others and so on. Sometimes she loses, for example, she can't attend, for example, today workshop. Some women, why? Because maybe she had to take care of her parents or the parents of the husband or the children, okay? But we don't want you to lose both. My sister also, okay? You know, now in our countries, we are calling back for what you have in Africa. You did not lose yet, but we lost it because we follow the West. Because we have too much money, and we think the Western people are the best people, even though they occupied us for many years, like yours. Okay? We're calling now back for extended family. You know why we are calling back for extended family? Because we are having aging now problem. I call it aging economy. The only thing, when we became nucleus families in our countries, what we removed not only the man from the family, we removed also the women with them. So now the extended family is the only solution to avoid the people getting loneliness, getting dementia, getting Alzheimer, or elderly people diseases. When the women come back to the family, she will play a major role also in that area. But taking care, this is what we're talking about later, and we minimize the lost opportunity. Okay? We minimize the lost opportunity for the woman. She can take care of the family and still work. She become even better at work. Even though she'll go back home, she might cook, okay? Not necessarily in all the men. Also, by the way, now we've proven that, by the way, that we have something we have to say about the men, better than women, at least for today. Otherwise, the